Show me.
Hello everybody, Martial Arts Film Freak here, and I was thinking about how many amazing martial arts actors we've got these days. And, I've been doing some tier ranking. I tier ranked the Scott Adkins movies, I tier ranked the Michael Jai White movies, and all the Jackie Chan movies to go around. Everybody gets one. And, it's late, it's raining, I got nothing better to do before I go to bed. Most people count sheep. I'm going to count martial arts action stars. You've got your Scott Adkins, you got your Tony Jaa's, Michael Jai White, Alain Moussi, so many more. JeeJa Yanin. This is a lame joke. I don't know where it's going. But I'm going to tier rank the current day martial arts action stars. So, we got plenty to talk about. There's about 31. I was going to do 30. And I thought of one more. I was trying to keep it even, make it nice. But you know what? Screw that. 31, because I thought of an extra one. So, too many to talk about. Let's not waste any more time. Let's not make any dumb jokes. Where instead of counting sheep, I'm counting martial arts action stars. Don't know where that was going. I thought of it 3 seconds before I started filming. And I was like, that's going to be funny. It's probably not. I'm wasting time. Let's tier rank some martial arts action stars. Alright, we are going to start this off with a positive, and that is Andy On. Andy On is one of the very best working today. Andy On is one of the top people to watch in a Hong Kong or Chinese film. If Andy On is in it, there will be a good fight scene. Andy On is always a must-see. If you haven't seen an Andy On film, I would recommend, let's go True Legend as the bad guy. I would go King of Triads, of course. Undercover Punch and Gun, he's a good bad guy. Not a lot of fighting in that, but he's good. He's a fantastic villain in Special ID. Just anything Andy On. Listen, if Andy On's in it, you need to watch it. That's not completely true. With this next person, that is Dan Chupong. Dan Chupong is very, very good. He is like, it's weird to say this, it's rude to say this. He is kind of the other guy in Thailand. In Thailand you think of Tony Jaa. Well, Dan Chupong is there too. He is very good in Dynamite Warrior. He's fantastic as the Crow character in the Ong Bak films 2 and 3. He's also very good in Born to Fight 2004. But he's not great. He's not everyone's favorite. He doesn't make me need to see a movie. He's mostly, I think, doing Thai television now, and I don't want to watch any of those shows. So, he is going in B. He's fantastic. He's very, very good. But I don't need to see the latest Dan Chupong film. This next person, Daniel O'Neill, I don't know if you're aware of. I don't know if many people are aware of. But Daniel O'Neill is very good. He's extremely talented. He's an amazing kicker, and he's a wonderful tricker. He is mostly known as the lead in Bangkok Adrenaline, which I really enjoy. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's a lot of fun. The fight scenes are really, really cool. But I think that's like the only thing he's been the lead in. He does stunts. I think he's been like a vampire in something. I don't know. Daniel O'Neill, though, is very, very good. But because I can really only think of a movie, and I'm not... Daniel O'Neill isn't the person that I'm thinking like, God, I wish Daniel O'Neill made more movies. It'd be cool if he did. I'd definitely watch them. But he's going in C. Our next person is Dennis To. Dennis To is mostly known for playing a young Ip Man in The Legend is Born, Ip Man, and Ip Man Kung Fu Master, one of those movies I recommend, and it's not the latter. He's also Ip Man in Kung Fu League, which is just terrible. He's done a bit more than just being Ip Man, but at this point in his career, kind of sucks that he's mostly just known for being Ip Man. And I'm not the biggest Dennis To fan. I apologize to the Dennis To fans who are watching this, but he is going in C. One person who is probably not going in C is Amy Johnston. Amy Johnston's fantastic. She hasn't done much in terms of movies these days, or so far. She's, of course, one of the villains in Accident Man, and she's fantastic in Accident Man. She's the lead in Lady Bloodfight, which she's really good in. It's not a great movie. She's also done a Dolph Lundgren movie that I haven't seen, and she has a YouTube channel full of fantastic short films. I am definitely an Amy Johnston fan, and I like seeing her and stuff. But for now, she's going in B. I hope she does more. That will put her in A or must see soon. But for now, she's in B, and I'm cool with that. However, this next person, oh lordy, this next person, that is Yayan Ruhian. Yayan Ruhian, of course, being Mad Dog in The Raid, Bracoso in The Raid 2. He is, of course, also in the third John Wick film alongside Chep Chep Ramen. The reason I include Yayan Ruhian, because sure, he's never really been like, he's not like your leading man, sure. However, in martial arts cinema, there has always been a history of those people who play the bad guy, who are really good at it. You've got Colin Chow, Billy Chow, Dick Way, certain people like that, Richard Norton. And I think Yayan Ruhian is that for the modern day. He is one of the guys you call when you need a villain who is going to kick everyone's ass. And I will watch anything he's in. When I see Yayan Ruhian, I need to see that movie. Have you ever seen Yakuza Apocalypse? He's in it. He's cool in it. He's really good in it. He's great. I don't recommend you ever watch that movie. That is a movie that when it was over, I just stared at the screen and I asked, what the hell just happened? But I watched it because Yayan Ruhian was in it. I watched Weira because Yayan Ruhian was in it and because it looked good. I watched probably something else because, I watched Beyond Skyline because Yayan Ruhian was in it. He is a must-see person. You know what I also watched, who's also in Beyond Skyline? That's one reason I watched it. And that is this next person. And if you have Yayan, you gotta have Iko. Iko Uwais, of course, The Raid 2, Headshot, The Night Comes for Us. He used to, or maybe still suffers from something that I used to call Zac Efron syndrome, in which he is an incredible talent who does not very good movies. Now, I mostly mean this for his Hollywood career. I saw Snake Eyes. I died to see Snake Eyes because Iko is in it. Stuber, I really enjoyed Stuber. It's fun. It's funny. It's not amazing, but I really also wanted to see it because I saw Iko was in it. He will make me see anything. He is one of the very best talents going today. My point there being that his Hollywood movies aren't very good. I hope he does. Oh my god, Mile 22 is so bad, but I saw it because Iko was in it. Must see. Preferably his Indonesian films. Must see his Indonesian films. If he's in an American film, be wary that whoever's directing has no idea what they're doing with him. But Alain Moussi. Alain Moussi is maybe a modern Jean-Claude Van Damme, in that Jean-Claude pretty much passed down Kickboxer to him. He's in the Kickboxer sequels these days. He is in Jiu-Jitsu. He is in Nobody? What else is he in? He's in something else. My point, though, here being, he is wonderful. He is fantastic. He is amazing. And his movies aren't good. I don't know if you've seen Jiu-Jitsu. It's atrocious. I don't know if you've seen the kickboxing movies. They're just kind of fine. And he's in something else I can't remember. But he's going in C. I'm just not a big Alain Moussi fan. I think he is excellent, and I don't want to watch any of his movies. Because there's been a precedent set, and that precedent is that they're not very good. This next person, though, is Jason Statham. Now, Jason Statham is probably the most mainstream person I've got on this list. Jason Statham is Jason Statham. And he used to be really a must-see for me. Around the time of Safe and Homefront, I was like, I need to see Jason Statham movies. I wasn't a big Transporter fan, but that's just because the whole vibe of those movies, and Crank, Crank's fine. I'm just not into the vibe of those movies. Safe and Homefront, I loved. Redemption, I was really into. He was more dramatic in that. And I think he is the best part of the Expendables films. And these days, I'm not really needing to see Jason Statham movies. I haven't seen the 8th Fast and Furious movie. I did see Hobbs and Shaw, because I thought it would be more martial artsy. I haven't seen The Meg. So, for this point, part of me wants to put him in B. God, he's maybe earned a spot in A. I do still get excited to see Statham, especially in a Hollywood movie. If he's in a Hollywood movie, which he is these days, I'm usually expecting something pretty good, and for the most part, he delivers on that. So he's going to stick around in A. This next person, though, is JeeJa Yanin. For a long time, JeeJa Yanin was recognized as, like, the female Tony Jaa, which is unfair to JeeJa Yanin. In 2 films, Chocolate and Raging Phoenix, she proved that she is a leading woman on film, and she is more than just the female Tony Jaa. She is JeeJa Yanin, and she's fantastic. For that, I'm going, so she hasn't done much. Since then, she did The Kick, wasn't very good. She had a cameo in Never Back Down 3. She might as well have been a cameo in Triple Threat. Same thing in Hard Target 2. Maybe she's doing Thai TV, I don't know. She's going in B, and that makes me sad, because the 2 movies she's in, oh my god, she is such a presence in those movies. She is so good. And then not much, and that makes me sad. So for that, I'm going B on the JeeJa Yanin. Next up, though, is Luja Zhong. Luja Zhong I first noticed in King of Triad, aka Bad Blood, in a fight scene that I have played on this channel several times. She is fantastic in that movie. She's done some stuff since then. She did a movie called Ninja Master, which isn't very good. She has mostly done smaller roles. She had a small role in Ip Man Final Fight, True Legend. Not Ip Man Fight. Yes, Ip Man Final Fight. What is it called? Undercover Punch and Gun, Operation Red Sea. Not a lot of just her on screen kicking everyone's ass like I saw in King of Triads, the movie that made me excited to see her. I do still get excited to see her, but usually whenever I see her, I'm like, oh yeah, there she is. I mean, I hope she gets to do something, but based on other movies, she probably won't. I really enjoy her, but God, she's going in B for right now, which is weird. I've got three women on the list so far, and all of them are in B. Let's hope that is a trend that does not continue. This next person, though, is Joe Taslim. Joe Taslim is just amazing. Joe Taslim is wonderful. He was, of course, Captain Jaka in The Raid Redemption. This is where a lot of us first took notice of him. Since then, of course, the lead in The Night Comes for Us, an absolute gem. He's maybe done the best of all the Raid people in breaking into Hollywood, which is crazy. You'd think the lead would, Iko Uwais, but it's been Joe. He's, of course, in Warrior on HBO Max, formerly Cinemax. He was in Scorpion. He's Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat. He has been in a Star Trek movie. He's been in a Fast and Furious movie. He's got a great movie called The Swordsman. Joe Taslim is incredible. Joe Taslim is must see. Our next person here, I feel some of the martial arts community has kind of forgotten about, and that is Johnny Try Nguyen. And Nguyen. And he is, of course, the villain in The Protector, and he's very, very good in that. He's also the villain in Power Kids, Force of 5. But people may not realize that he also is a leading man. He is the leading man in the Vietnamese films The Rebel and Clash, aka Bay Rong, and those films are incredible. He's done a few other things. He most recently also did a Spike Lee movie, and he does have a movie floating around out there that has not been released because apparently it's very violent, but he's always incredible. I'm going to put Johnny Nguyen in A. I think the name is Nguyen. I think that's what it is. It's Nguyen. But Jon Foo is next. Jon Foo makes me sad. Jon Foo, I first, saw in Protector. He is the Wushu sword fighter. But then he was Jin Kazama in the Tekken movie. I love Tekken. Tekken is one of my favorite. It's my favorite fighting game series, and I was very excited to see a movie. And the movie's not very good, but he is very good in it. He's also in a movie called Bangkok Revenge, which I don't recommend. He's also in a movie called Extraction. Not that one, and not that one, but this one. And I do think he's very good in that. It's a pretty decent movie. It's got some good fight scenes in it. He's also the Jackie Chan character in the Rush Hour TV series, a TV series I was quite enjoying before it got canceled, just like everything else I love on television. However, since then, he really has not done much, and that's where I'm sad. And for that, I love you, John. I miss you very much. Miss you every day. But you are going in C. Our next person is JuJu Chanzeto, who maybe is most known right now for Wu Assassins, in which she is one of the villains, and she is wonderful in that show. She is also pretty good in the Crouching Tiger sequel, and she's also in Savage Dog, although she's pretty much just there to get fridged. I don't know. Is it fridged if they die? I don't know. But she's good. She doesn't do much. I hope she's in the Wu Assassins movie sequel, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, just based on the work she's done so far, like, I'm not always pumped for a JuJu Chan movie, or if I see her in anything, I'm like, oh yeah, there's her. I'm gonna put her in C, but not for the reason that a lot of these other people are here. She's definitely gets me more excited to see movies than those people. Our next person is another person who I'm like, this person is great at playing a villain, or at least some sort of adversary, and that is Lateef Crowder. Lateef Crowder is the real-life Eddie Gordo, and there's a reason that he played Eddie Gordo in the Tekken movie. He's the real-life Eddie Gordo. Have I mentioned the man is Eddie Gordo? It's amazing. He's pretty much Eddie Gordo also in Undisputed 3, in one of the best fight scenes of the modern era. He has a very good fight scene against Tony Jaa in The Protector. He's in many, many things as a stuntman, just a random henchman fighting around. But anytime you see Lateef Crowder, you got to see that movie. Anytime you see Lateef Crowder on a poster, you got to see that. I saw, what's it called? Falcon Rising, the Michael Jai White film. Not because it was a Michael Jai White film, but because Lateef Crowder was in it. Lateef Crowder is must see. I love Lateef. I just said his name, and that is Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White is must see to a lot of people. There's a lot of people that really praise Michael Jai White, and I am just not one of them. I was, in the days of Blood and Bone, in Undisputed 3. But since then, he has made a lot of terrible, not very good films. I did a tier list of Michael Jai White's films, and so many of them were in the middle or the bottom. Only like 2 of them made it to the top. A lot of them are just bad. And if it was 2009, 2010, and you told me, hey, do you want to go see this Michael Jai White movie? I'd have been like, you're goddamn right I want to go see that Michael Jai White movie. But now, if you asked me, hey, do you want to go see this Michael Jai White movie? Hell, you could ask me, hey, do you want to rent this Michael Jai White movie? And I would be like, not really, no. I'm good. Do you want to play something? Do you want to play a video game? Do you want to read comic books together? Anything but read or watch a modern Michael Jai White movie. And it's weird, because if Michael Jai White is choreographing it, I really don't want to see it. I think he is an excellent martial artist, and I hate his choreography, which makes me also wonder if he choreographed Never Back Down 3, because that is a good movie. But if Michael Jai White is in it, if you told me Michael Jai White is in it, but Tim Mann choreographed it, well, now then I might be a little more excited. But for the most part, I don't really need to see much Michael Jai White these days. So he is going in C. Our next person here, Louis Tan, is on the rise, and I'm very excited for that. I think he is wonderful. I think he's amazing. He's fantastic. He was excellent in End of the Badlands. He looks dope in Deadpool 2, even though he's really just there to die as part of that X-Force team. And he is, of course, Cole in Mortal Kombat. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Cole. People think like, just stick to the main characters. But you know what? If it is a stepping stone for Louis Tan to be an absolute martial arts megastar on a mainstream level, then by God, let it be. He's also fantastic in Wu Assassins. However, I'm putting him in B. Now, the reason I'm putting him in B is because I want more from him. I want to see him grow and become an absolute mainstream megastar, and he is not that yet, and I know he will be. And by God, I'm predicting it. He's going in B, but only because he's currently on the rise. His star has begun its ascension. It's not quite there yet, but by God, it's gonna get there. This next person is just a bummer. Just a big bummer. The Zac Efron thing I said. Great talent, bad movies. Maurice Crump. I first noticed, I'm sorry if I just breathe all over the mic and it sounds terrible. Maurice Crump is an incredible martial artist. Absolutely epic. He also trains Kofi Kingston. Used to. I don't know if he still does. I first noticed as one of the bad guys in Protector 2. He is the best part of Protector 2. He is the best part of Protector 2. And Protector 2 is a shit show. It's bad. It's horrible. He's also in Jiu-Jitsu. He's one of the best parts of Jiu-Jitsu. What did I say earlier about Jiu-Jitsu? Have I talked about Jiu-Jitsu yet? It's bad. He's one of the best parts of Welcome to Sudden Death, a Michael Jai White movie, which means it was bad. He's so good. He's such a good talent. I love to see him. But I don't need to see a Maurice Crump movie because precedent has been set, and the precedent is that he's in bad movies, and I hate that. It makes me sad. It makes me angry because I want to see him do good fight scenes, but I know that if I want to watch him do a good fight scene, I have to watch a bad movie, and I don't want to watch a bad movie. He's going in D because he's in bad movies. The next person, though, is a must-see. That is Max Zhang. Max Zhang is one of the very best in China. Max Zhang is one of the very best. There's a reason that he was in an Ip Man movie, and then they were like, holy shit, this dude needs his own movie. He's amazing in everything, and I love Max Zhang movies. If I see Max Zhang is in it, if I see a Max Zhang movie on the shelf, I'm watching that movie. The next person, it's obvious, it's must-see. It's Scott Adkins. He is the modern-day king of action martial arts cinema. He is the go-to leading man when you want something amazing. He is Yuri Boyka. He is Mike Fallon. He is Casey Bowman. He has had some of the very best martial arts characters of the modern era. He is the king, and he is must-see, as well as the next person, who is Nicholas Tse. I'm so sorry. I never know how to pronounce your goddamn name, and I apologize. Ever since pretty much the start of the century, this dude's been amazing. New Police Story, Invisible Target, Shaolin, fantastic in Shaolin. Yes, Raging Fire, which is what this picture is from. He's just great. He's amazing. If I see Nicholas Tse in a movie, I need to see it. This next person I don't need to see, but I'm always very happy to see, and that is Philip Ng. Philip Ng is another one of those guys who's really, really good in modern-day Hong Kong and China, and when I see him, I'm very, very happy. The first time I saw him was Once Upon a Time in Shanghai, and I was like, yep, this dude's amazing. And yeah, ever since then, he's pretty good. I mean, the one time I was sad about him was he was Bruce Lee in Birth of the Dragon, and he's not really the issue with that movie. That whole movie is just bad. But anytime I see Philip Ng, yeah, I'm going to enjoy myself. He's going in A. The next person, I think, is also going in A, and that is Tak Sakaguchi. Tak Sakaguchi may be one of the more obscure people on this list. Tak Sakaguchi is in Japan, and you may recognize him if you've seen the movie Reborn, or Crazy Samurai Musashi 400 vs. 1, which he is not the problem with, but that movie is boring. But I like seeing Tak Sakaguchi. If you are going to see Tak Sakaguchi in something, you are going to be entertained. Just like this next person, Tiger Chen. Now, Tiger Chen has been around for a while, of course. You know, he helped train Keanu Reeves in the cast of The Matrix. He is a stuntman and henchman in the Matrix films, especially the second one. And he broke out as a leading man in Man of Tai Chi, directed by Keanu, and it's amazing. It's wonderful. And with one movie, a single movie, Tiger Chen said, "You're going to watch everything I'm in." And I said, "You're goddamn right." Tiger Chen is must-see. I love him so much. I wish I could still say the same for the next person, and that is Tony Jaa, who starred alongside Tiger Chen and Iko and Scott and Michael in Triple Threat. Tony Jaa used to be the guy, and I like to talk about wrestling every now and again in a video, and this is where I'm going to talk about a bit of wrestling. However, it kind of works for like UFC too, and maybe even some other stuff, maybe in like music and stuff. Every medium, the fans, the people behind the scenes, they sort of get this idea on a certain person, where they say, this is the guy, this is the next guy, this is the next Hulk Hogan, this is the next John Cena, the next George St. Pierre, frickin' I don't know, BJ Penn, whatever. I don't keep up with modern day UFC to be able to make a good modern day equivalent. But the next huge, mega, ultra huge star, and that was Tony Jaa, probably through about 2010, maybe. And then he went away. He went away for, I guess, maybe mental health reasons, which is good. He became a monk, and then he got married, and then he made more movies, and he made a sequel to Protector, and it sucked. And he was in Skin Trade, and it was good, and he was in Triple Threat, which was good. And then he started doing movies in China, and he died in all of them in 5 minutes. And then he came over to America, and he was doing nothing in bad movies and bad fight scenes that were all cutty and bad and jumpy. And I don't get excited for Tony Jaa movies anymore, because they're all in China, and he dies in 5 minutes, or he's a stuntman, or he's a henchman in an American movie, and he dies in 2 minutes. And it just makes me sad. I don't get excited for Tony Jaa movies anymore, and I want to put him in B. I really do. I want to put it in B. But he's Tony Jaa. In the early 2000s, he earned his spot in A, and that's where it'll forever be. Unless he can do something to get back in that must-see picture, but I don't know if he can. Part of me wants to say B, but Ong Bak, The Protector, Ong Bak 2, even Skin Trade, those movies are too good for him to be going B. But god dang it, his movies are not. I don't want to see anything he's in these days. Next up, we've got Vietnamese actress Veronica Ngo, I don't know. But she's fantastic. She is the co-lead in the Johnny Nguyen movies Rebel and The Clash, Bay Rong. And then she's in Fury, which is very good. And she's in The Last Jedi for about 5 minutes. And something else I've never seen. Once Upon a Time in Vietnam, maybe. She's very good. She's fantastic. I'm always happy to see her. She is definitely someone these days that if I see her in something, I'm going to watch it. She's going in A. I think she definitely deserves to be there. Next up is someone that I was about to say is like the Indian Tony Jaa, but that is not fair. He does his own thing. This man is smooth. This man is super talented, and that is Vidyut Jammwal. Vidyut Jammwal, I have not seen much of. He is, of course, known for the 3 Commando movies over there. I have not seen those movies. However, I have seen the fight scenes, and those fight scenes make me happy. He's great in Sanak. I really just enjoyed. Did a review for it the other day, a couple weeks ago. I know a lot of people didn't love it, but I did. This man is going in A, because when I see him in movies, I'm like, oh shit, that's Vidyut Jammwal. Yeah, he's freaking amazing. This next person also makes me sad, and that is Wu Jing. Wu Jing in the 2000s was, oh my god, it was so good. The first time I saw Fatal Contact, it changed my freaking view on martial arts movies. That was like a statement. There's movies that are like statements. Like Ong Bak is a statement. Fatal Contact was a freaking statement. If you haven't seen Fatal Contact, oh my god, go watch it. He's amazing in Shaolin. He's very good in Legendary in Legendary Assassin. There's so many movies that, like Invisible Target, he's the villain. He's so good in it. Oh my god, Wu Jing used to be the dude. If I saw Wu Jing in a movie, I got to see it. These days, I don't. These days I don't. Wolf Warrior made me sad. Wolf Warrior 2 was better. He mostly does anything else other than martial arts movies. Yeah, sad, bummer, very big bummer. He's going in B, and that makes me sad. The next person, though, similar name, not Wu Jing, Jing Yu. Jing Yu still makes me very excited. Jing Yu dies in almost everything. I used to think Wu Jing died in almost everything, but Jing Yu dies in almost everything. He is, of course, the lead in Wrath of Vajra, which is a very, very, very good kung fu movie for the modern era. In an era that does not make very many kung fu movies, he is in one of the best. He is in Flashpoint for a good fight scene before he dies. He is in Ip Man for a very good fight scene before he dies. He is in Fatal Contact for a very good fight scene before he dies. Oh, of course, he has one of the very best fight scenes in Kung Fu Hustle before he dies. He has a fantastic fight scene in... What else was it? He has a good fight scene in Kung Fu Killer before he dies. Shaolin, before he dies in everything, almost. Not Wrath of Vajra, but almost everything else. Master Z of Man Legacy, great few fight scenes before he dies. But before he dies, I'm always happy to see him. Jing Yu rules, and he's going in A. Just like this next person, no anticipation for this going into whatsoever. Marco Zaror. I love Marco Zaror. First noticed him as the bad guy in Undisputed 3. He is also Kiltro. He is Mandrill. He's Mirage Man. He's the Redeemer. So many great movies there. The Dusk Till Dawn series. He's got a very small role in Alita Battle Angel, and I wanted him to do way more. Savage Dog he's very good in. He's going to be the new John Wick film, which makes me very excited. Not exactly must see, as not all of his movies are really amazing, but however, if you watch a Marco Zaror movie, you are going to be thoroughly entertained. That is the full list there. I'm going to run through this real quick. In D, I've got Maurice Crump. C, Alain Moussi, Daniel O'Neill, Dennis To, Jon Foo, JuJu Chanzetto, Michael Jai White, which is going to make a lot of people very angry. B, we've got Dan Chupong. We have Louis Tan, because I think he is on the rise. He's not quite there yet, but he's going to be there. Amy Johnston, for pretty much similar reason. JeeJa Yanin, Luja Zhang, and Wu Jing. You've got... I was thinking about Wu Jing going in C. No, it's fine. A, we've got Jason Statham, Johnny Tri Nguyen, Philip Ung, Tak Sakaguchi, Tony Jaa, Veronica Ngo, Vidyut Jammwal, Zheng Yu, and Marco Zaror. And in must see, the top dogs, the dudes who, if they're in a movie, you have to watch it. Andy On, Yayan Ruhian, Iko Uwais, Joe Taslim, Lateef Crowder, Max Zhang, Scott Adkins, Nicholas Tay, and Tiger Chen. Yes, that sounds good. Now, I used to think that, we didn't live in, the best era for martial arts movies. I'm going to try to zoom this in a little bit to make it a little bit bigger on my screen here. And that's not true, I think you look back at the 70s and the 80s, and you've got all those Shaw Brothers people. You've got everybody in Golden Harvest, The Three Dragons, Jet Li, Donnie Yen, Michelle Yeoh, Cynthia Rothrock, Cynthia Khan. There was so many people back then. The 70s and the 80s was flooded with kung fu and martial arts talent, because that's the movies that were being made. And these days, not many of those are being made, and so it's we have less stars. But the caliber of all those people in A and must see, even in B, few in C, that's talent. That's huge, tremendous talent. We may not have as many as we used to back then, but just the level of skill that these people possess is amazing, and we are beyond lucky. And this is the final tier list for modern martial arts actors. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Head over to Facebook, where is the Martial Arts Film Freak Facebook page, Instagram, Martial Arts Film Freak, Tristan_Glover on the Twitter, and Martial Arts Film Freak on the TikTok. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.